About that. I'm sorry, what was your name?
Officer Cottrell.
Cottrell?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and your badge number?
8634.
Okay. Yes, I wanted to know exactly what do I need to do to prove that my devices are hacked. I have three that are glitching at the same time with different providers. It's been happening years. What do I need to be able to work with the police department to be able to, is hacking a phone a criminal offense?
So, what devices are hacked?
Did you call me to help?
Yes, ma'am. I just
Okay,
don't know
what is
what
hacking
devices.
of a device a criminal offense?
Sorry?
Is the hacking of my device a criminal offense if my abuser does that? I wanted to get clarity to confirm that that is criminal.
Yes, ma'am. If somebody's intentionally doing it.
Okay, so I have three devices that are glitching at the same time. One has denied me access to make any changes on my YouTube channel. Two of them are holding up uploads. I have done a Bible app for decades, and I can no longer use the Bible app. It's saying that that kind of Bible don't have chapters of that chapter of the Bible, which doesn't make sense. So there's
Yes,
been
ma'am.
glitches and that have had me in tears, free trials, affirmations that have glitched for almost a decade, and now I'm being robbed of the right to use the Bible app as well as multiple different other apps for years. Then I have on my YouTube channel, I've had issues getting monetized. Views are going down. I lose subscribers when my abuser's mad. It's really bizarre, like it's being controlled and hacked. So, but back to my phone issues, the Windows closed on its own, all kind of different bizarre behavior that I know for a fact it is being controlled and hacked. What can we do about it?
Okay, have you got with your phone providers at all?
I have, and they're covering for it. One said they swap out a SIM card. Another location, I had just got out of jail on false charges, said that they gave my number to someone else. That was a second time that that location, that provider for another false arrest said that they gave my number to someone prematurely. And then when I got my phone out, they went ahead and gave me my number. That was when I was forced in this halfway house on Bluffman. So I went to go get I had a false I was detained on false pretenses, and they took my phone, everything that I had, money they said they lost it, clothes, shoes. So when I finally got access to funds, they said that they gave my number out prematurely. Then they gave my number out prematurely at another time my freedom was taken in malice, and then threatened the police. So I'm not getting anything resolved with my providers. The last location in Victoria, he said that he swapped out a SIM, got on the phone, and then changed it and started ignoring me and helping someone else. The person that he helped eventually threatened me, and I reported it to the police. Well, cursed me out, and then the police didn't investigate why that party did that and why I didn't get my SIM card.
Okay.
So if it is a crime, can you explain why the police department won't investigate it?
Are you okay if I go ahead and transfer you to my sergeant?
I'm not quite really understanding what's happening now.
What do you mean?
Because when I was on the call with another party, she had me go over something, and to answering phone calls for a police department, she had to interrupt and get me to someone else, which didn't make sense. You call, and now you have to
Yes,
send me to
ma'am. That's
someone
the
else.
dispatcher. That's why she was in a
I'm
police
just not
officer.
getting really certain on if I'm reporting this to you, to the police, what's happening. Why are you sending me to somewhere else?
So you can get the information that you're wanting.
You sure it's not a mind game that you'd have to prove it's happening?
No, ma'am. I am not playing any mind
I
games.
just don't understand why I have to repeat myself again. I've repeated it multiple different times. It just really doesn't make a lot of sense. So you call
Okay.
someone to confirm, to give them assistance, and then don't have the knowledge on how to help them?
Okay, well, I'm not playing mind games with you.
I'm just
gonna go ahead and transfer you to the sergeant.
I'm just not
I'll go
really.
ahead
Can
and
you explain to me
everything
why
that
you're
you told me
transferring?
to him,
Can
and
you
he can
explain
go
to
ahead and
me?
help
You don't
you,
want me to
okay?
know why you're transferring me to the sergeant?
I just told you why.
Are you denying me assistance?
No, absolutely not. I said I was going to transfer you to a sergeant.
Can you
So
explain why, if I just communicated what was happening to you, why you have to transfer me to a sergeant? I thought that with good service that you would explain that off the top, or why you would inconvenience someone in that manner and not try to exclude them from that knowledge. Wouldn't that be good service to
No,
explain why
I'm
you've had me
transferring you so that you
communicate
can
something
get
to
the
you and you got
information
to
you
transfer
want.
me? Why are you transferring me again?
So that you can get the information that you're needing.
Okay, I'm not. Why would you call me and you didn't have it?
I wasn't aware of what you were going to be asking.
So they gave dispatch didn't inform you why you were calling someone back?
No, ma'am.
So it was misconduct on dispatcher's part? I've already had to repeat it twice to dispatch. So where's the misconduct at? What were, so dispatch for the police department failed to tell the police officer why they were calling someone?
All she said was you had legal questions about your phone devices. That's it.
Oh, she excluded the fact that it was hacked for some reason.
Which is I
Is
mean
that,
true,
I'm
right?
just
You
getting
have
clarity.
questions
She did
about
not
your
tell you
phone.
that my device was hacked. She did not tell you that. Is that what happened?
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and transfer you to a sergeant. Okay.
It's enforced. They don't want it showing that these mind games that they play. So they take control of the call to enforce crimes on me. Are you transferring me, ma'am? You have to prove that someone is deliberately having someone relive trauma over and over and having them to repeat their story for 10 years to get nowhere. No one would ever believe that the government would allow someone to play mind games like this. You'd have to prove it's happening. Repeatedly over and over. So let's see if this transfer happens. I don't know why police officers try to conceal their identity ever since I've been targeted. Why CPS workers call from private numbers. Why you can't call the police department directly and speak to them. Why are they hiding so much? They promise it's not spoof calls. That would be criminal. But some kind of way everybody wants to conceal who they are. I'm still on hold. 3 different devices. This is why I have to have multiple. 3 is not enough. 10 won't be enough until I get law enforcement. I have no clue what's happening with this transfer. Yes. You having trouble transferring me?
Okay, Mrs. Clark. So I'm gonna go ahead and document everything you told me today about your phones being hacked. Did you want the case number for that?
I think there's a miscommunication. I just
How?
don't seem to know what evidence that you need because I'm not getting an investigation and we've already established that it's criminal and it's been happening 10 years. And I'm not
Right.
able to
I said I
use
was gonna go ahead and document that today, and I'll write it
but
up,
I'm
and
not
then I'll
getting
give you the
answers.
case number.
I'm not being heard all this morning. I called to get education and information on what you guys need because it's been going on 10 years and it hasn't been getting investigated. So I wanted to know, cooperate with you and see what you're lacking to investigate it. Because if it is
Okay.
criminal, can you tell me why you
Are
are
you gonna let
refusing to
me speak?
investigate? I don't know how you could speak in the middle of me asking questions.
Are you
How is
gonna
that
let me speak?
possible? If I'm asking questions and call the police to get some questions answered, I'm not quite certain in the middle of my questions how you need to speak.
The caller was not cooperating on the phone. Advised her mother's ex-husband just arrived and causing disturbance.
I'm just, what is happening now, ma'am?
Okay, so 3 of your phones have been
Were
hacked,
they
correct?
trying to distract and deflect whatever was happening then on my question? I'm not just really getting a clarity on how I have questions and why people are refusing to answer them all morning. So
I'm trying
you're
to get to the
documenting
bottom of
it.
it, but you keep speaking over me.
I don't know why I have to be bullied and mistreated trying to report crimes repeatedly over and over. If I'm reporting my device is hacked, is in the conspiracy of tormenting someone in the free right of trying to get services, including law enforcement, is that criminal
Okay,
to
so
deliberately
3
do
of your
that?
phones have been hacked, correct?
My phones have been hacked for years, but I'm not quite certain on why you're refusing to answer questions and help me cooperate with you guys to get an investigation going because it
Okay,
hasn't
do
been
you know
done in
which
10 years.
providers your phones are attached to? Do
I'm
you have any
asking for
providers?
questions for the police, and I'm just not really being heard all morning, and in fact, for 10 years. So, what are you lacking to do law enforcement? Why would you deny me of law enforcement for 3 different
I'm
devices
not. I'm
malfunctioning?
actually trying to document what you're telling me. You're not answering
That
my question.
documenting in them is that for 10 years is not getting me anywhere. Why would I be denied investigation?
I'm trying to conduct an investigation right now, and you are not answering my questions.
Okay, so in the middle of me asking questions and getting clarity, you said you were going to document. Documenting is not an investigation.
Yes, ma'am, it is.
So will an investigator call me on my abuser hacking my devices for 10 years?
If you decide you want to call the PD back and get more information, yes, 100% somebody will call you, answer your
I'm
question.
not quite certain on why I'm asking for an investigation on why I have to be violated day after day, year after
Ms.
year.
Clark, 3
Can
of
you
your
help
phones
me
have been
leave this
hacked,
country?
correct?
Ma'am, can you help me leave this country? I'm tired of this. I'm tired of having to wake up violated from the time I get up to the time I go to bed and repeatedly not heard. This is racist, whether if it's for me being black, to be trapped in this insanity. What do you want me to do? Why would you
Ms.
force
Clark,
me to have
Ms.
devices that I
Clark,
can't use?
Ms. Clark,
I don't want people to take control and enforce
is
crimes on me.
there
It's happened
anything
for
I
10
can do
years.
for you other than documenting this today?
So you're depriving me of investigation for this man hacking my devices and keeping me from using things and doing anything that's important to me on my device. Is that
No,
what you're
ma'am, I am
saying?
not.
That you're
I am not doing. I am not hacking your
Will it
phones.
be
Is there anything
investigated,
else I can do
ma'am?
for you today in
Will it
reference to
be
this being documented?
I don't want it to be just documented, ma'am. I want what can I do to cooperate with you guys to get this investigated? I've been forced and trapped into this. I don't get my calls. I'm fleeing a domestic violence crisis that's serious, ma'am. And I can't get my
Okay.
calls, and I can't use data, text on a whim. It cuts off. My service is cut off, and I'm in danger. I don't know
Okay,
what to
Ms.
do
Clark.
because the police keep on being accomplices. I'm getting death threats, ma'am. What do I do?
I am not an accomplice in that. So is
I'm
there
getting
anything I
death.
can
You're
do
an
for you today
officer?
other than
Are you an
documenting
officer,
this?
ma'am? I'm telling the
Is
police
there anything
department
I
right
can do for
now,
you
I'm
today other
getting
than
death
documenting
threats
this?
and I'm afraid for my life, police
Ms. Clark.
officer. Police officer, I'm getting death threats. Someone is threatening to shoot me in the head. I
Okay,
get
who is
harassed
threatening to
every
shoot you?
single day.
Who is threatening to
The
shoot you?
same man that's hacking my device, Jason Gardner of Vivid Images Baton Rouge.
Jason Garda?
Yes, Jason Gardner. I'm getting death threats. I don't know what to do, police officer. Can you help me?
Okay, well, what is he saying to you?
I'm going to shoot you in the head. We have the police department bought off and paid in full. The government is mine. I control your family. I'm going to poison you. We're going to assassinate you. I found you. I'm going to put you in jail.
Okay.
You won't be able to shop. I will repeatedly block your path. If you talk, someone invited me out for a drink. If you go out to that drink for that drink, it'll be your last. I'm hacking all your devices. My friends' devices are glitching too. What let me
So
control you like I control
where is
everyone else?
Jason Gardner from?
He's from Louisiana, but he commutes to do stalking. My question of it is, ma'am, I'm afraid I don't know what to do. I've slipped through the cracks for 10 years and I'm not quite certain if someone's threatening to take my life, what to do. Can you tell me on what to do as a police officer? How can I protect myself?
Okay, so if Jason is from Louisiana, you're going to have to contact Louisiana PD and let them know the situation, give them his name and all the information that you have so that they can go ahead and look for Jason Gardner over there in Louisiana and assist you in getting him detained or asking him questions in reference to him giving you, making threats to you, okay?
So, as far as law enforcement for my devices being hacked locally, I have to call Louisiana and report his crimes to Louisiana?
Yes, ma'am, because Jason Gardner is from there, so they would have more authority over going, getting in contact with him.
Are
and
you
asking
sure
him
that's proper
questions on
police
the
work?
threat.
Because I thought it was your jurisdiction if crimes were being committed locally. So if
In
my phone,
Victoria
if I'm
PD,
getting
yes,
death
ma'am, it would.
threats that I found your safe location and I'm going to shoot you dead shot in your head, I'm controlling all police departments. They bought off and paid in full. The government is mine. You will never see your kids again.
Okay, well, Jason Gardner does not own all of Victoria Police Department. I'll tell you that.
I'm just not really
In
being
order
heard.
to
So,
get,
as reporting that my friends, past friends, and each new friend that I get, their devices are hacked, even if it's happened in Victoria, you want me to call Louisiana?
yes, ma'am, because he is making the threats from Louisiana. He's from Louisiana. That's where he
No,
resides.
I
That's where
think
he
there's
is
a
from.
disconnect. And then he said that I was told that I was going to have another arrest and going to jail. And then I tried another Austin court tried to set me up on dismissed charges. So if I got the email in Victoria and then the death threats and my devices are being hacked in Victoria, I'm not quite certain if that would be the jurisdiction of Louisiana. and why people would play mind games and have me go place to place to get nowhere. So we're not getting a remedy on someone that repeatedly breaks the law and disrespects the government and justice system. I just don't know what to do. If or can you give me direction? You want me to call Louisiana?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so what do I do locally if I live somewhere locally to this environment? What do I do to protect myself
Do you
against him?
reside in Victoria?
I reside close to Victoria.
So is it in the county or is it in the city?
I want to know as far as Victoria, the jurisdiction of Victoria. What do I do?
Okay, so the way Victoria works is there's county and there's city. If you live in the city, then we can go ahead and respond to your residence in person. That way we can see, where you reside, and if you want us to do frequents there because you feel like your life's in danger, we can go ahead and do that. If you reside in the county, you're going to need to contact sheriff's office and let them know of this situation so that they can go ahead and stop by your residence and do frequents as well if you feel like you're in danger for your life and someone's out to get you.
Okay, that someone's out to get me. That's peculiar. And I keep getting set up and framed with mental illness. I'm not quite. I think that the proper terminology would be that I have an abuser, and that if I believe that someone, you saying out to get me, maybe that's the terminology you chose to use. But can you give me direction on what I can do to build up a case against this man that has been violating me this extent?
I just did, Miss Clark. Do you have any other questions for me today?
So
Other
just
than
contact
what you just told me
Louisiana to
already?
get direction. I mean, what do I need? I mean, do you need
I
emails?
just told you, Miss Clark.
Do you need me? I mean, what do we?
No,
I
ma'am.
mean,
Do you have any
do
other
you
questions
need
for
me
me
to
today?
log each event? I mean, what do I need to build a
Do you
case
want the
against?
event ID number for this?
Okay, what is that?
It's going to be 25040491. Want me to
Okay,
repeat it?
250400491, and you said it can't be
Yes, ma'am.
investigated.
And this is the event ID number. Yes, ma'am.
You're saying that it can't be investigated.
I never said that.
So
I said it's going to be documented.
I have questions, ma'am. So will it be investigated or is it just going to be documented?
It's going to be documented as of today.
But it won't be investigated.
No, ma'am.
Okay. You've gotten away with it 10 years, ma'am. Why stop?
Okay. You have a good day, Miss Clark.
You
Goodbye.
too. So while I'm on the phone with the police department, I'm getting this. Yes, we're railroaded to call this police department. I have a person that lives in.
Are we on speaker?
No, ma'am.
Are we on speaker?
No. What's your name?
My name is Lee.
What did I call?
Banner City Police.
Who?
This is the Banner City Police.
Okay.
Can I help you?
Yes. I was instructed to call you guys. This guy that lives in Louisiana. I am in Texas. He's hacking my devices and stalking me and enlisting a whole bunch of parties to conspire and also cover up for his crimes. And I heard that he had a restraining order on me, and I don't really have details on if it actually happened. So, but the peculiar thing is he called me. I got messages to come up to his business. So I was getting violated. So I came up to his business, and the police entered from the back door. I wanted answers on why I had so many false arrests. So the police came from the back door. But that was peculiar because if you're calling the police on someone being at your business and you're afraid, you don't have time to tell the police department to come through the back door. But nonetheless, the police department did. So then they ambushed me and came to the front and told me to leave. I said I was questioning this man about false arrest I had. And then I said I didn't want to be here anyway. I'm not able to communicate. This random police from Baton Rouge or a random dispatch. So I'm trying to communicate with you. I'm not understanding why this is happening in each call.
Ma'am, can you hear me?
So are you covering for the experience, ma'am?
Ma'am, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yes, we can now. But what we're trying to find out is you called Baton Rouge City Police. We're trying to determine what we can assist you with.
So the man had the police come through the back door like it was his con. And I told the police I didn't want to be in there in the first place. I wanted to know about the false arrest and was given a criminal trespass. So I'm not quite certain on what he's communicating because nobody will tell me what he put in his restraining order and why I'm not repeatedly heard with mine and I'm pushed and shoved and violated any kind of avenue I have to escape this man. I was railroaded to call you. Do you have answers on what I need to do to protect myself from someone that's able to abuse an astronomical amount of power?
Okay, and you are advising that you're a resident where, ma'am?
In Texas.
Okay, have you made a report with Texas police? Because that's not something we would be able to address.
Well, they're passing the buck. They've been passing the buck for 10 years and haven't had accountability. Can you explain what happened when this man had the police come to his business? I got a message to come up there. So I came up there to try to get this man to stop terrorizing me.
Okay.
Can you explain why the police came from the back door, ma'am?
What's your name, ma'am?
It's Kiana, Keyyana.
Okay. Okay, and your last name?
Clark. Does that make sense for police to enter? Each time I'm trying to incriminate people, ma'am, you're covering for it. This has been a pattern that has followed me years.
Clark?
I can't, if I can't communicate and have freedom of speech, if when I'm talking, people deliberately try to interrupt me incriminating people.
Okay, so Miss Clark.
What was your name again?
Is that
What's your name again?
it's Blake. My name is Blake, Blakes.
Okay, are you a dispatch police? Who are you?
This is dispatch for BRPD.
Okay.
My first question is, do you have me on speaker? The reason I'm asking is because you are echoing.
No,
it's
ma'am.
hard to understand what you're saying.
No, my phone is hacked, ma'am. I can't get law enforcement. I just reported to them 3 devices, ma'am. They told me to report to you that 3 devices are being hacked by this man right now.
Okay, so this is my next question for you. Does this person live in Baton Rouge, Louisiana?
To my knowledge, he has a business in Louisiana. I don't know exactly where he lives.
Okay, so if he is harassing you or bothering you or doing something to you and you are a resident in Texas, you need to make your initial report where you reside. That is outside of BRPD jurisdiction.
I've made multiple different reports, like 200 plus, ma'am. I've made 200 and something reports that have been uninvestigated all over the place, and they've taken my freedom multiple times to cover for this man. But nonetheless, I would like to know why the police department came when I was asking this man why I had so many false arrests and why they chose to come through the back door and not the front door. If this man was afraid for his life, why did they have time to set me up and slander me at his business? What was
okay,
what?
So, Ms. Clark, that's not something I can answer.
Well, you can. If he did a restraining order, why would the police department and all these people hide while he's doing a restraining order? What kind of sense does that make? How can you put a restraining order on someone and then hide while you're doing it? Anyone with common sense knows that that's ridiculous. You don't put a restraining order on someone and don't know why you did it and can't tell that person why you're doing it. And the police that did it. Any person with common sense knows that that is ridiculous. So I would like to know what he used as leverage to put a restraining order on me, because I have no clue. Because I've been trying to get one on him for a decade and can't. Pushed and shoved and violated, tormented and arrested for trying to do so.
Ms. Clark, I'm telling you that that's not something we would have access to.
Okay, well, I need to know if you're putting the police came. Ma'am, I'm not being heard. I came to this man's business in Baton Rouge to see why I was being violated after I ended an online relationship with him. You guys came through the back door at his business and recorded me, and I didn't even know I was being recorded. So nonetheless, I'm asking that why I had a restraining order put on me, because I have no clue.
Let me make sure I'm understanding correctly. Are you saying that the incident you're describing happened in Baton Rouge?
Yes, ma'am. That's what I was trying to communicate, that I wasn't being heard.
Okay. So again, my response to you is that you need to have a report on file in Texas. If there's something that
Ma'am, I want to
take
know
action
why
to-
this man
Ma'am,
called the
you're
police on
asking
me in
a
Baton
question and
Rouge.
not
Why would you
giving me a
cover for
chance to
that?
answer.
How toxic is that for people
You're
to
not
put
giving me a
charges on
chance
you
to
and don't
answer
want
the
you to know why
question.
you did it? I have a right to know
You're not
why
giving
someone
me a
put a
chance.
restraining order on me, ma'am. This has been going on years. Why? How can someone repeatedly put charges on you, restraining orders, and then not tell you why you did it? Gang stalker friend calling right now to interrupt. So, ma'am, I want to know why he put a restraining order on me because I don't know. Why would the police and why did the police come to his business? What did he say I did? Because I don't know. Why would you withhold that?
Okay. Are you going to allow me to answer a question now?
I would like my questions answered, ma'am. No one has a right to put a restraining order on me and hide why they did it.
Ma'am, are you going to allow me to speak?
Are you going to answer the question, ma'am? I want to know why someone put a restraining order on me.
What's the address where the incident occurred, where the business is? Do you know?
Yes, one moment. Let me get that for you.
What I can do, if you would like to speak to an officer for BRPD, is connect you to an officer. You're currently speaking with dispatch.
Yeah, I just
None of
is
the things
that
you're asking me,
okay?
ma'am,
Can
you're not letting me answer. You asked me for a resolution, and I'm trying to tell you, you're not letting me talk.
I just wanted to make clarity because I've been calling 10 years, ma'am. I just want to redirect and make sure that we make sure get certain.
And I'm trying to give you a resolution, and you're not letting me talk.
I want to know before you set up something. I wanted to set boundaries, ma'am, and you're not allowing me to do so. I wanted to set a boundary that I will definitely have someone that can give me answers on why I was given a criminal trespass at this business and what I need to do to protect myself against this man violating me year after year. I wanted to make sure that was addressed to you, and whoever you had me set up to speak with, they would be able to handle that and would have knowledge on the direction that I need. That's what I was trying to communicate with you, and these calls are prolonged and held up because I'm being mistreated and I'm being controlled on these phone calls to enforce criminal activity and abuse. So I wanted to know before I waste my time like I've done 10 years that this party has the information on why I was given a criminal trespass and a restraining order and not try to withhold that and realize that's insane to do that and then withhold from someone while you're doing it. Have you ever heard of that as a dispatcher with someone putting a restraining order on you and failed to give them reasoning on why you're doing it?
Ma'am, that does not fall in my purview.
I'm just saying, if you're a dispatcher, I just no one wants to validate insanity. Have you ever heard as being a dispatcher for law enforcement with someone going to the extreme of putting a restraining order and then armies full of people don't want you to know why they did it? That's a red flag. They're racking up felonies. It doesn't make sense for someone to hide why the government is allowing someone to have a restraining order and then they're trying to hide it.
Miss Clark.
I just want trying to expose to YouTube, ma'am, the insanity that I had to endure. If I have an abuser, can you explain why I keep getting violated? Call to call, ma'am?
Ma'am, would you like to speak with someone or not?
I would like to set boundaries, ma'am, and not be violated.
This is a yes or no question.
Are you going to get someone that can tell me why this man gave me a criminal trespass and put a restraining order on me? And then what I need to do?
With an officer.
Okay, let's try that.
One moment.
So if you control the gatekeepers to enforce crimes and use tones and escalate to take control of corruption and enforce crimes, you can leave someone trapped 10 years. The runaround, hamster wheel. Yes, I'm trying to get information on how to protect myself. I came to Louisiana because I was getting violated and afraid for my life. To this man that I thought set it up, I ended an online relationship with him. And then when I did, I had false arrest and the rug was swiped up under me. It was just all kind of insanity that had me terrified. So nonetheless, I came up to his business to get clarity on why I was being violated after ending the online relationship. And the police department came through the back door instead of the front, which was peculiar because if this man was afraid for his life, well, how did he, prearrange for the police department to come through the back door? and I was being recorded nonetheless. So he put a restraining order on me, and no one wants me to know why he did it. And I found that highly peculiar. What's your badge number?
You need my badge number?
Yes.
My badge number is 11001. I am Officer Pleasant. What's your name?
It's Kiana.
You say it's who?
Kiana, Keyana.
Okay, what you got going on, Miss Kiana?
These calls are very mysterious for seniors. So as I was expressing, I have this. You didn't hear anything of what I said?
Yes, I heard you say that you was trying to see how to be safe, and then you went to somebody's job that you was dating, and the police came, and he got protection against you.
Okay, so I was going through a nightmare. You deflected and bypassed that. I have multiple different false arrests and was being terrorized. You didn't hear that. So I came up to this man's job trying to see why I ended the online relationship with him. You did not hear that. While I was getting violated.
Yeah.
And voyeurism crimes of someone telling me what I was doing at home in another environment that the Itasca police wouldn't investigate, like I was being monitored at home. And that the police would not investigate the hidden cameras, and that's, denied me law enforcement to cover for it. When I showed them proof someone was telling me what I was doing at home, they walked off and left in the middle of my report. So nonetheless, I came to his business because I was being highly violated. So then the police came through the back door, which I found suspicious. If you felt your life was indeed in jeopardy, why would you prearrange for the officer to come back through the back door? So nonetheless, they did and recorded me, and I wasn't aware that I was being recorded. So the officer came to the front door, and then I asked because I was amazed that the party had called the police on me. I said, "Did you call the police on me?" Because he didn't tell me to leave or anything. I was just trying to get clarity, and they just had me waiting, playing games. They didn't tell, I didn't know that I was a problem. I just wanted to know why I was getting violated. So I said, "Did you call the police on me?" He didn't say anything. I said, "Did you call the police on me?" He didn't say anything. So the police looked at him in amazement and then said, "Look, don't be here. You got a criminal trespass." I said, "I just wanted to talk about my false arrest." They wouldn't let me talk about it. I said, "I didn't want to be here in the first place. I'm just getting violated." So all these years, no one has wanted me to know why this man has a restraining order on me. I just find that highly peculiar because you don't hide while you're putting a restraining order on someone. Is that even legal as a police officer? Can you put a restraining order on someone and then hide while you're doing it and not furnish any reasoning, any kind of direction, police departments, DAs? Is it possible? Is that even legal to hide while you put a restraining order on someone?
I don't have to tell you why I put a restraining order on anyone, but as long as you know you got a restraining order, then that's fine.
I thought that you couldn't go put a restraining order. I thought if you couldn't go put a restraining order on someone and then not furnish reasoning. I thought you had to have furnished reasoning to a court to get a restraining order. I didn't know that you can just go up there and say, "I don't like them and I want a restraining order with no reasoning." Because if that's the case, why can't I get one?
Can I talk?
I'm not quite certain if in the middle of my question you need to talk.
Huh?
If I'm repeatedly asking questions and people want to talk, including the conversation with my sister, how can am I being silenced on the down low? Because if I'm asking questions, how is it that you are asking me if you can talk in the middle of my question? So are you saying that anyone without furnishing any kind of reasoning can go put a restraining order on someone, but yet and still I can't? I'm not quite certain, ma'am, on why you don't want to answer that.
Every time I try to talk, you keep talking over me, Ms.
I'm just not quite certain on why I've already called the state to state all over this country to be violated in the same manner.
Okay, if you go to somebody's job and they have to call the police on you, they have a right to get a restraining order. You went to that man's job or whoever, and for what? Because you're trying to figure out what's going on with the online relationship.
That's what you heard?
So if you come to my job and I didn't tell you to come to my job, I'm going to get a restraining order on you.
No, I was invited to the job. I'm not being heard. I've been locked out of all
You
my
wasn't locked.
channels. He communicated out of all my Facebook pages that I've had decades and emails that nobody will investigate that I still can't get in to this day. Everybody on Facebook, friends and family, if they'll be honest, they know that my Facebook was being hacked. It was open. I would send messages to people and they never got them. My family knows that I'm targeted and covers for it. But nonetheless, I'm really not being heard. I don't know why everywhere I'm calling in this country is covering for this man, including my own family. I'm not quite certain on why I've called all over the country as well as you, and you're not hearing that this party violated me and it's hiding why I got a restraining order, why he put a restraining order. I went up there because I was getting violated and denied law enforcement, and I didn't know how to combat it, so I went to talk to him. But I'm not quite certain if he was so afraid and threatened why he told the police to come through the back door.
So hear me out. You
I
went
just
up there because you was being violated. Hear me out. Let me talk, or we ain't got to talk at all. Because you said you're talking over me. I'm letting you talk. It's time for me to talk. If you went to his job trying to figure out why he got a restraining order,
it wasn't a restraining order at that time, ma'am. There wasn't a restraining order at the time.
Police now. You could have called police then, but you decided to go to his job and cause a disturbance, and police came.
I think we're deflecting on the fact that why would you put a restraining order on someone and then hide while you're doing it? I think that's a red flag. And then I've called for all these years to get furnished reasoning. If it is indeed legal to just go put a restraining order on someone and then not have any reasoning, why can't I get one? I thought you had to furnish.
Anybody, as long as you know you got that restraining order and they know they got a restraining order, you can put a restraining order on anybody that's been in your life causing a disturbance.
No, he don't. He hasn't furnished any reasoning.
He don't have to tell you why he got a restraining order against you.
Okay, well, can you explain why I can't get one on him for 10 years if you don't have to furnish any reasoning? How do I get a restraining order on him and then can get it for no reason? Just lie on him. How can I lie on him and get a restraining order? So I can just call. I want to put a restraining order on him if you can just do it for no reason, ma'am. Let's put a restraining order on him.
Okay, ma'am, you want to put a restraining order on him?
Yes.
Where do you live?
I'm sorry?
Where do you live?
Okay, so where do I go? In Baton Rouge?
Where do you live?
I live close to there, ma'am. So where do I go?
You live close to where?
Where I called.
Okay, you know what? You can go how you get this number? You searched on Google?
No, ma'am. I called the Baton Rouge Police Department. I asked you. You said that anyone can get a restraining order for no reason. I want to go get one on him.
Okay, so
can
I'm
you
trying to help you out, ma'am. What is your address?
I don't want to give you my address. It's in that I'm local to that area. So where would I go to get a restraining order on someone for no reason?
Go to the court.
What court?
You go to the court.
What court?
I told her to go to the courthouse.
What courthouse, ma'am? I'm new to the area.
You said you've been out here for decades. Make sense.
No, I didn't say you. I don't know why people try to take. I don't know why I got to get violated every single day, ma'am. What interest do people have in tormenting me, violating me, degrading me, minimizing my value year after year? Why would armies full of people choose to do that? You have to prove something like that repeatedly happens. Ma'am, I think that we're deflecting on the fact that I'm asking you what court and I'm local. Because you said that anyone can do a restraining order and furnish no reasoning. I want to get a restraining order on this man. And I've been robbed of that right for years.
Miss Kenyatta, if you can hear me out, if I ask you for your address, I can give you the correct
I would like to withhold my address, ma'am. I don't feel safe. I'm just telling you I'm local to the Baton Rouge area. I don't know why you're demanding something that I don't want to give you. Why can't you just take taking for granted that I'm telling you I'm local to Baton Rouge? Can you give me the direction I need to take to find out where to do a protection order or a restraining order against this man?
All right, ma'am. You're going to go to 222 Louise.
Suite 222 Louise? What entity is that? What
did you just ask? You asked for the court. I gave you the
What
address.
court, ma'am? What's the name of the court?
Courthouse.
Are you trying to be funny, ma'am?
No, I'm not. I'm telling you, it's the courthouse. That is the courthouse. What other courthouse? It is the back. Type in. You have an iPhone or any type of phone with internet?
What should I type in, ma'am?
Type in the courthouse.
Ma'am, that's not. You're telling me to go to the courthouse to get a restraining order? Why would a random stranger prevent me from getting a restraining order on this man? And why would you give me misinformation that anyone can get a restraining order and not provide someone a reasoning for a decade? But do it to save their own behind. I'm just not quite certain on why.
This man got a restraining order on you. You want a restraining order on him. You can go to the courthouse and get a restraining order. I can't do no restraining order.
I'm just not wishing you. The courthouse isn't making sense. What's the name of the courthouse, ma'am?
Baton Rouge City Court.
Okay, that's where I go get a protection order, Baton Rouge City Court?
Yep.
Okay, so how do I find out in your police?
Yes.
And what was your badge number again?
I gave it to you. I'm not.
What was your badge number again, ma'am? I don't know why I keep experiencing this.
What's your address?
Are you sure is this a scam call, ma'am? Because I think my calls are spoof, and that's why I've been getting people to cover for crimes and mistreat me year after year. I'm not quite certain why they don't know their names and badge numbers and try to distract and deflect until they find the answers, ma'am. You'd have to prove something like this is happening. No, people haven't heard of this. So I'm not quite certain on why you tried to distract and deflect when I'm asking you, why would so many people start arguments? I'm just, all I wanted was your badge number, ma'am. I don't know why I have to be degraded in mind games on all my calls and in all my environments. What's your badge number, ma'am?
Do you need someone to come out to you?
I'm not quite certain on why so many people try to conceal their identity, ma'am. As a police officer, does that make sense to you?
Is there anything else I can help you with, Ms. Kenyatta?
I don't know why I have to be disrespected. May I have your badge number, ma'am?
You're not being disrespected. You're not.
I just don't understand how, if I'm asking you for your badge number, I thought that you had an obligation to provide it if someone asked you that. I didn't think that it was up for your discretion to not give someone your badge number if they were asking for your badge number. I thought that was misconduct. So is there a particular reason why you don't know your badge number and won't give it to me?
No, I have short memory.
Well, ma'am, you've gotten away with the disrespect and enlisting other people in the torture campaign and, haven't had accountability. So this man is not going to furnish why he did it. Let's call him and ask him. Okay, ma'am, let me call your employer, your boss, and see why you're doing this. Since you won't tell me.
You need the number for internal affairs?
No, ma'am, I'm going to call your boss in internal affairs. Let me call your boss and see if he'll talk.
That is.
Bye. No, that's not your boss, ma'am.
All right.
I'm calling your real boss. Yes, I'm having some problems. Is Jason in?
Jason isn't in at the moment.
Okay, Jason is conveniently not in. Okay, because I think I talked to you in the past, he has a restraining order on me, and they refuse to tell me why he did it. So the person that I talked to, I'm getting emails and different things inviting me to parties and then admitting a lot of crimes. And I'm just not quite certain on why it has his business address on how it's not him. And then I'm invited to a party, getting all these constant emails and harassing calls and threats. It's just really not making sense. So since the police department, I tried to figure out what evidence he had to put a restraining order on me, and no one will tell me, which I found was peculiar. Because I thought you had to furnish information to courts, but whoever I talked to was trying to convince me that you can just put a restraining order on anyone without any reasoning. Like why they're putting me out of all these different places. They just wanted to for no reasoning. So I said, if you can put restraining orders on someone for no reasoning, why can't I get one when I have reasoning? So nonetheless, it's just been a hamster wheel for a decade, sir. Can you tell Jason to call me? I got an email saying that he wanted my new number, but he has the new number already, so that's a mind game. In addition to that, I still have the old one and prank calls from people that are his minions. As his employee, does it make sense that everywhere I'm at is covering for crimes that he repeatedly commits, including my own family? You there? Call ended. You there? It ended, but he's still on the line. Oh, that's the police department. Something's on hold. Again? What's happening? Hello? That's the police department. They didn't hang up. So they don't have their story straight. This It Me channel is a cyberbullying site that I believe my abuser created, but you have to hide violating someone and cyberbullying them. Okay? So he has to hide that he's behind this. So this is
to
how I
ensure the
figured out.
safety of me and my employees in this matter. I've ignored this situation for far too long, and now I'm sharing this video for other people who may have or currently dealing with a stalker and don't know what to do. I too was afraid of what people might think if I told them I have a random person stalker me. But no reaction only makes things worse. The police informed me that she has some form of mental illness. They also mention that she is from Dallas and has no car, which means she rode on several buses and took a very long walk to arrive at my business this evening. This is a serious matter, and if anyone finds themselves in this position, you need to let people...
Okay, if I'm telling you over and over and over again, I am being violated. I have came to your business to get clarity on why my freedom, children, and everything that I have is repeatedly taken. All they want to do is capitalize and say she has a mental illness. If they just look past the concept, someone is coming to you, please help me. I have these emails again. Why are you saying that she just has a mental illness? She's coming for no reasoning. I'm telling you, I'm getting violated. I wanted answers. This is not in his information. I have to change my... I don't know what's... Okay, there it is.
Close to you know and get a restraining order immediately. I really hope this sister finds the help she needs. God bless, be careful, and enjoy your weekend.
Harassing my friends, family, and now she has showed up in my business. That's ridiculous. All right, so I failed to mention I never dated this woman, never had any sexual encounter with this woman, never did anything.
And for that sexual encounter, you won't even believe it. That's random for him to say this. You won't believe my experience, so I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not going to say that didn't happen, but the pretenses on when it happened is not believable. I do have emails stating that what I think happened, but it's so incredible, I won't even communicate it because you will not believe that anyone would be able to abuse this much power. So nonetheless, let me finish playing it.
To cause this harassment that she's doing.
If they came from the back, I'm in the front. I didn't know I was being recorded.
Harassing me and my friends, messaging them, telling
I'm at the front.
lies, different stuff like that. She ever did business with y'all? Somebody ain't no business like business related. She done popped up on here several times to events that I've had. But honey, I told her, you know what I'm saying, I don't want her around me, none of that. Just
That's a
I think she
blatant
kind
lie.
of crazy. So I don't know. But I tried to do it on her before. She did know. Yes. I got a book about this thick. The messenger, she can say,
They were horrible, I will admit.
I guess, but you can try to put an arrest. I already put a restraining on them before. She said, since stop acting like he can't do nothing about it. Now she in my business again. This is her first time? No, it's like her fifth time.
That's a blatant lie.
She keeps showing us.
That was my third time.
Harassing my employees, stopping me from able to get work done. I didn't need her to just...
Why would you have me sit there all the time?
They didn't never tell me to leave.
Sir, with the burgundy on. You want to go?
Huh? Sir, let me tell you something.
Come on. Get your stuff. What's your with the burgundy on. Listen, I'm not gonna tell you again. Get your stuff. What's your man? Get your stuff. I'm just trying to see because I'm sitting for a business meeting. What's going on? Well, apparently not. He wants you gone. I don't. He didn't fight it. So if listen, I'm telling you to leave. You don't leave now. I'm physically make you leave. This is our first time that physically pop up. She's not a brain.
So they ended it. So where they ended it, so my parents, I don't really think that you understand. Okay. So when I dress up, the abuse is escalated. I'm repeatedly robbed and robbed and robbed, so I look nothing like myself. You'll notice a common theme on how I'm robbed of clothes. My shopping experiences are bizarre, so I look nothing like myself. Okay, so he's capitalizing off my appearance and using that as an alibi. Why would I want her? Okay, but he's not expressing, even in this video, that I was trying to get prepared, get dressed and be presentable, and people were banging on the door and would not let me get dressed. But you can say it's coincidental, but it's a pattern. It's just the bizarrest thing, but I can only tell you true experiences. So nonetheless, they did not record when I explained to them I had the false arrest. They did not record when I said I did not want to be there in the first place. And then also that when I went to he had a party that I didn't go to May of 2017. A Tasca police scammed and sent me out a case on false charges, and I was confused. I was really naive and didn't know that the government was so crooked and taking bribes. So I went through this case. They put me on probation. They eventually dismissed it when they got caught. But I had already paid probation fees on these false charges. And I was already in financial distress. So I didn't go to his party. They emailed me a case. So he had a networking event in October that I was invited to on fake pages. So I went to the networking event in October. He was behaving peculiar. It was family there. It was bizarre. Because it was a small networking event. Why would you have a networking event and not only have family there? Then I went to another networking event that I was invited to on his unusual way of communicating. So I went to the other networking event and I know this is personal, but he had an erection and had to get up in the middle of the conversation with him and his friend. So he lied and said he had to move his car, but he actually had an erection. So nonetheless, after he got calmed down, then he came back. He talked very little. His friend monopolized the conversation. So it was just me and his friend. So then I was invited to a third networking event. He called, and I know there's ways of communicating. He did this video diary and actually invited me with one of these counterfeit names. And I told him I couldn't go because it was around Christmas time. My gas got cut off prematurely and my lights. So I had to let my daughter go over to her dad because our Christmas was ruined. Because the lights were cut off and the gas, and it was cold in that environment. Then she reported abuse from stepmom. So nonetheless, they said that it was an accident and error, but I'd have to pay extra fees to get it on. And you don't think someone can control that? Who would have let someone manipulate and cut off someone's gas and water? How? Nonetheless, Amigo Energy did it anyway. Cut my lights off. It was lights. Amigo Energy did it in Itasca, Texas, and said it was an error. But even though they did it in error, I had to pay fees right then to get it back on. And I'm oblivious. That's impossible. A man can't do this. So I mean, it's bizarre. I didn't go to this party. A ticket. He's not controlling it. He was absolutely controlling it. Nonetheless, so that happened. Then I'm paying these probation fees and not gathering, being violated in the community, people coming in, all this weird things, gang stalking, threads, car windows busted out, kids starting arguments, voyeurism crimes, break-ins, hacking up my device, school line on my daughter, filling her out of malice, letting her wet herself, people keeping her coat in the winter. It's just leaving her at school. I'm panicking. Where's my daughter? And then I'm calling the school to see if they had her. If my daughter was at school, they're releasing her from school 7 or 8 o'clock at night without my permission, and it's dark. She's 8. having her walk home by herself. I call CPS. They don't have any of the reports. I have a child that's older. Have you ever heard of a school keeping someone's child without their permission and forcing an 8-year-old to walk outside in the dark alone without contacting the parent? And I'm panicking because we're going through a living hell in this community. Nothing done. Since they got away with this nonsense, filling her, having her wet herself outright, violating my child and me. Then they concocted a scheme with CPS and then disappeared when they got caught because these are felonies. Okay, I don't know how much evidence is needed until something's done. So we have this madness right here. Mind games. Come visit me. So let's show some. I want you to see some old pictures of how I would like to look but can't. I don't know why this came up hiding this picture. That note, I don't know what's happening. But I tried to go in that picture. This is me. Okay. This happened, I think this was 2004. Okay. This is how I like to look. Okay. So when I got fixed up like this, the bus left me twice. Couldn't catch the bus. It left me twice. The second one played mind games after the first one left. The first one pulled up. All kind of witnesses. This is my life. I'm not telling people at the bus stop nothing. So the bus driver comes up, opens the door. People start go to the bus trying to get on it. The bus driver closes the door and drives off. People are like, what in the world? Cursing the bus driver out, cursing. What happened? This is my life. This is how I'm treated. They don't know that this is how my life is. I'm fixed up and nobody can catch the bus because I'm there. So there's people saying, what the F just happened? That's my life. I know. I'm not saying nothing. I don't know what's happening here. What happened to us? But it happens to me all the time. Yeah, I don't want to tell these people they did it because I'm dressed up. But that's what happened that day and all kind of other insanity that you wouldn't believe. So shortly after that, after this video, I got banned from Fort Worth altogether. They banned me from 2 different Walmarts. I was trying to eat healthy and going to buy salads. They banned me from 2 different Walmarts so I couldn't purchase food. They banned me from Union Gospel Mission. They banned me from all kind of different other. They banned me from Beautiful Feet. I had met this male friend and I think he got mad. Then they put me out of the shelter and blacklisted me from being in Fort Worth altogether. I don't know what this is. I don't know if this is a fake page. That's me. I think it's like a fake page someone created because I don't remember setting up this page. This is how I used to look when my appearance wasn't controlled. This is another picture of me. It's not my greatest picture, but this is another picture of me on how I would like to look. But I get violated shopping and I can't keep clothes. So another pop-up, I tried to show this bizarre Christian dating thing, and another pop-up came that don't normally pop up. This is another picture of me. I don't think you are really getting it. I think that if someone's reporting that someone's controlling the way that I look, I know that is bizarre and unusual, and you'd have to prove. But how many videos do you hear of clothes being stolen, clothes ruined? And I'm telling you that I just stopped trying. Because as quickly as I got it, I was robbed and it was taken, even perfume. And then the harassment is escalated according to my appearance, knowing you never believe the story. So the Christian dating app, the pop-up came up again.
Pay attention.
They don't want me expressing how bizarre this Christian dating app is. These people that I was communicating with was my abuser. Knowing that nobody would believe, I don't know how it's happening. So I'm communicating with people, and then one of them I tried to lie to because I'm fleeing a domestic abuse crisis. He knew I was lying. So then when I said, how would you know that, he hung up. I don't know how it's being done. So I have all these people ignoring me. It came up again each time. They don't want me showing you.
Just place your finger on the camera.
This isn't normal how this app is. Okay, so I have all these people that are ignoring me. All these people, most of them are out of the country. They're weird people, but yet people that I wouldn't be interested. So I get one person that appears to be normal, and he contacted me to ignore me. He contacted me. But this has happened for you. That's why I just stopped trying. That's why I'm recording, because I know that this isn't realistic. How can someone control what you're doing online, control you meeting people in person and on your device? You'd have to prove something like that repeatedly happens. So I know all this is distractions, mind games to keep me from living my life. They want me to try to expose to people my experiences, and it puts my life on hold. So I'm just going to not, I get violated every day. Why try to record everything? I'm just going to move on with my day. The time is now 11:39, and I have hardly got anything accomplished. It's a mind game. So I'm done. I'll just get, if I get violated again, I won't document it unless it's an extreme violation.